got NBA basketball in store for you here at Quicken Loans Arena in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. It's the home of the Cavs, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. Here with me tonight, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. They'll play this one here in Cleveland before the Cavaliers head back on the road.
Kevin, this game decides whether they'll come out on the top or the bottom of the season series because they've split the prior two games, and this is it, the third and final meeting.
You know, Steve, in a rubber match like this, teams do play with a lot of intensity and a lot of heart. Because really, if you don't come out on top and you got some boys on the other squad, I mean, you know you're going to have to hear from those guys all offseason. And that sometimes is worse than the pain of losing the game. The trash talk you're going to hear.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Dion Waiters is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Adams in the 7.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left them no choice but to foul there.
Steven Adams from New Zealand, the first Kiwi, Clark, ever drafted in the first round.
And Kevin, he played rugby growing up. He says that it helped him prepare for the physicality of playing inside.
And one thing I like about Adams, and maybe it's the rugby background, he plays with so much aggression, but always keeps an even keel. He's the one who sort of initiates contact and becomes an irritant with his opponent, but he never retaliates, and that's real toughness.
Shots good by Waiters.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
James wide open. And Thompson kicks to Shumpert. Tries yet again. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, at least the defender got his money's worth on that one.
Yep, that was an easy whistle for the officials.
The Cavaliers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys. About 75%.
Boy, you look at Steven Adams, he's got an impressive frame. You forget that he's only 21 years old. So he's got room to grow and to get stronger, both when you consider skill development and his physicality. He could really be one of the most imposing big men in the league for a long time going forward.
Shumpert passes to LeBron. Another miss by James. Westbrook. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Explosive leaping ability.
Oh, that was pretty. And he just has that, Clark, that effortless knack for getting inside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you hate to be the guy asked to guard him because he's just so dominant, so quick and explosive. Tough to stay in front of him.
Or Cleveland, they
wow. Look at that athletic play. Incredible.
Oh. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in the game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
Oh, man, that was just amazing.
The drive by LeBron. And he dunks it down.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I'm glad they didn't try. You don't want anybody getting hurt out here.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, you know, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was a safety move.
Or maybe he just wanted to give the photographers a better angle for the shot. You look at the Thunder, they're really the epitome of patience, the build through the draft model, constructing a contender with consistency, just a solid approach every day. That's why they are year in and year out so tough to handle.
And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. A different look now for Cleveland. Sean Marion is checked in for Mozgov. James Jones comes in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith. Here's Marion. And Cantor pulls it down. And for the Thunder and their success, of course, not just predicated on top picks, but Clark, you've always talked about this, the right kind of top picks.
The fit is so important. They've had great success with their picks. There's no denying that, and it's not easy to make that happen. But they've got a tremendous front office that does their homework, knows what they want in terms of talent and character and fit. And then you've got to give a little nod to luck and fortune here. I mean, not all of it. I mean, some of it, you know, it's not always all science. There's a little art involved in this thing too, but they've got quality people making good decisions, and it's paying off on the court.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof. Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And Thompson throws it down.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Augustine from outside. Good. Augustine's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. On the wing, Shumpert. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to the Warriors in Oakland.
They had major problems at the charity stripe in that game. It was interesting. They just could not make free throws.
Yeah, and that's frustrating to watch, especially on the road where your opportunities at the line tend to be a little more sparse than when you're at home. Boy, you've got to cash in on it.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for Cleveland, LeBron is the 3 with Thompson at the 4. Smith is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Mozgov in the pivot spot, manning the middle. The drive by James, and that one's good. LeBron's got 8.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
Augustine from outside. The Cavaliers trail by 7.
Thunder head coach Scott Brooks really consistent with his message. It's all about defensive commitment and trusting your teammates at that end of the floor.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Serge Ibaka, such a big piece of this Thunder team. Kevin Durant said, I really watched him grow as a man and definitely as a basketball player. He's grown by leaps and bounds. He's always thought like a champion. He works extremely hard. We're just happy to be around him. And guys, Ibaka, a great fit in the gym rat culture of OKC.
He sure is. Thanks, Doris. You talk about Scott Brooks' defensive focus. He played 11 years in the NBA as a 5'11" point guard, Steve. You'd better believe he had some toughness.
No, he was nasty. He would pick you up full court, and you know, there was a great stat about him when he played. He went 5 consecutive seasons where he had more steals than turnovers. So shows you about Scott Brooks. A bit of a controversial statement last year when LeBron said that there are no longer any real rivalries in the NBA. It seemed off at first, but he might have a point.
2 shots.
And the logic LeBron used in making that rivalry statement was that all of these players, Clark, have known each other for so long, coming up through amateur tournaments, AAU and the like.
And not to mention, Kevin, that with how free agency is structured now, there's a lot more player movement going on. Still, I can't get 100% on board with what he said because there are teams that clearly don't like each other.
2 shots.
The Thunder have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys, about 75%.
And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession.
And now a look at Russell Westbrook. Some stats on him. He's been really tearing it up on the court since the All-Star break. First in scoring, second in assists, and he's among the top 5 in the league in steals, so he's been a real disruptive force at the defensive end.
And Steve, we really can't gloss over his ranking as the top scorer in the NBA. I mean, he's the one guy you don't want to see coming out of the opposing locker room.
Smith, no good.
And again, iffy shot selection there. Defender draped all over him.
Well, you got to understand who's guarding you in that situation. I mean, if he's on you tight, you can't just rise up and try to shoot over the top.
Misses from short range.
Well, the effort was there, but he didn't.
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure.
Shawn Marion is checked in for James. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the East is stacking up. Taking a look at Atlanta. And, of course, the Thunder tied up with them. Durant attacking. And that one comes up a bit short.
What was the defense doing there? I mean, he is not the guy to give an open look to, and yet they got away with it.
Moving it up. Here's Waiters. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got 3 assists tonight. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
Durant drawing the double team. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. 4-3, Westbrook. The Cavaliers trail by 12. Smith drives in. They can't stop the run with that one.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Rejected by Mozgov. Marion kicks to Smith. And it's blocked by Adams.
Oh, boy, he is just cold as ice. I don't think he's going to be the one to help them cut into the lead.
Feeds it to Marion. Smith for 3. Smith missing again.
Boy, he has been struggling mightily in this quarter, guys.
True. He really seems to have tightened up a bit for whatever reason. He looks tight.
The Thunder shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. Free throw, good. Waiters. And both free throws good for Waiters.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I'll tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
This team is never afraid to get physical. I think they enjoy this style of play.
Timeout called the Cavaliers.
He has to be concerned with all the missed shots. I mean, it happens to every team, but you have to find a way to keep being productive even when you go through a shooting drought.
He might be trying to tell them to get to the free throw line. You know, all teams go cold at points during the game, but the good teams still find ways to score.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Marion. James comes in for Jones. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Oklahoma City's ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. There's the pick. Durant, the pass to Adams. Got a piece of it. Westbrook with the steal. He lobs it up.
Boy, the prettiest play in basketball to me. Execute it to perfection.
I don't think you're going to get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop.
Well, unless you're the team getting dunked on, of course.
I'll tell you what, I can't argue with the result, but a little unnecessary to go to the off-balance shot there.
And so that's the end of the first half. It's the Thunder ending the second quarter with a 13-4 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Quicken Loans Arena. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
Well, in terms of his points in the first half, I mean, that's pretty much what we've come to expect out of him.
Yeah, that's an open book on all you need to know about what talent he has. I'll bet he adds a lot more to that tally in the second half.
Second half is underway, and here's who Scott Brooks has got on the floor. Ran outside at the 3 with Ibaka playing the power forward. Dion Waiters is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Adams in at the 5. Russell Westbrook, maybe the most athletic and explosive point guard ever to play in the NBA. As some people would say. What about you?
Well, you know, it's hard to say ever, but Russell Westbrook clearly plays with the kind of ferocity that I've not seen at the point guard position. The only guy that comes to mind is probably Derrick Rose prior to his injury. I think Westbrook's aggression, powering through contact, probably gives him the edge. I mean, he plays almost angry.
A lot of torque.
A lot of torque. I mean, it's something to behold. I've not quite seen the guy at the point guard spot bring that kind of athleticism and speed and tenacity to the position.
Well, I like how you mentioned Rose, because I would agree, and that's a great way to figure out where he is when Rose is healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
The pre-injured Rose was
right in that same category.
Got it. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Cleveland.
And Russell Westbrook, maybe the most explosive first step in the league. I mean, he doesn't just get an angle on his defender. He leaves them completely behind with a free run to launch all those shots around the rim. You know, they've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
There's the dish to Dellavedova. Shumpert. The Cavaliers again can't hit.
And the rebounding numbers don't actually tell the whole story. I mean, they're barely ahead in that category, but when they've needed them, they've gotten them. They've really battled hard.
It's their work on the glass, Steve, that's prevented any kind of momentum swing. And now we can